So here we go. Excellent. All right. So those of you that are joining me, some of you are new, some of you, I'm going to mute everybody too. I always forget to do that. Okay. Some of you are new to the program, and some of you have been with me for some time. Some of you have been with me for years even, and you're kind of coming back and revisiting. So if you are brand new to the program or again revisiting, either way, there's been a lot of changes made, and so doing the onboarding meeting just like this is always a good review. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of go over what this program is about, what is included, the important parts of the program that you need to really pay attention to. And at this point, many of you are probably pretty overwhelmed if you've downloaded the materials. There is a lot, but once you get settled and you look back at it all, you're not going to think it's a lot, because it will just become part of your everyday. It'll become part of your routine, and that is actually one of my utmost priorities, is to have it become part of your regular routine. You won't have to think about it. It will be automatic. And I'm seeing some people that have joined me that have been with me new, but have started a couple weeks ago. And I already know that that routine is starting to build for them. And so if you get overwhelmed with the reading materials, it's okay. And that's why the support of you texting me and reaching out to me and the group is built in. So don't feel like you can't do that. You all know the story of how I started my career as an elementary school teacher, and full circle back. I sit here now with my 4 screens, and I am still teaching, and I have all these screens that are my checkpoints, where I am checking your FitnessPals, and I'm checking your logs, and I'm checking your text messages, and it's ongoing. So I'm still teaching. I'm just teaching at a different level. And just like my students, the ones that came to me and asked for help, those are the ones that received help. The ones that sat quiet in the corner and struggled and didn't mention to me that they were having a hard time. It took me that much longer to see that, and they ended up struggling the most. This morning, before I came down here, I was going through my 2020 list of clients, and there is an amazing carry through of clients. I have about a 97% continuing client rate, and as I was looking at the 3% of people that don't continue on with me, I almost don't recognize their names, and it's because they're not on my radar. And what I mean by that is they never surfaced, they never reached out, they never became part of my world. And as much as I try to be part of everyone's world, the more people come to me, the more I will recognize if you disappear. And that is probably the most critical advice that I can give you, is be there, because if you disappear for whatever reason, you're struggling or you're hiding, and I'm going to know that you're gone. So make that a priority to start with. Okay. All right. So before I get caught up in rambling, which I love to do, I'm going to share my screen and share a presentation that I put together that's going to help move things along here. So Get You Great 2020. This is about the 15th program that I've done. I started by just writing diets for people. And it grew to the point where it was difficult to keep up with the mass amount of people that I was writing diets for. So I put it together into a group form. And as the years continued, the success of it grew to the point where I left my my career of personal training and group fitness, and I do this now full time. And some of you may not know that, because that's a recent change in my career. And since then, since the development of this program, I've changed things in how I present the program. I have a lot more time now, and because this is what I do, I not only give you the diet, but I educate my clients. I've actually built a curriculum to go along with the meal plan that you get. And so the first thing I want to talk about today is your meal plan. And those of you that just started, you got kind of caught in the middle of a transition, an unplanned transition. You received your first meal plan that was on an Excel sheet, and I've quickly revised it into a cookbook format. It's something that I've wanted to do for quite some time now. So it's a lot more user friendly. It's a lot more visually appealing. There's pictures and a lot more script to it, so it can be read easier. And my goal is for you to eventually put all of these things into a binder, and as you get each month, you can add to it. Yesterday, someone texted me and they said, "I love it so much. Can you put page numbers on it?" And I said, "Well, that would alleviate the point of next month when you get 5 more breakfasts. You are going to file those breakfasts in the breakfast section. So my hope is that when you're done, you're going to have a book, much like my big monster binder like this, where you can file the different sections for the different categories. So I wish I would have done this years ago, but I always like to make improvements along the way. So print those up, and you can still keep the PDF on your device so you can access it as you move along. But the most important thing I want to tell you is these meal plans are not just recipes that I've pulled out of my head, although they seem that way because they are delicious. And most people say to me, this cannot be diet food because it's like going to Panera. It's like going out to eat. But I have put a lot of thought, time, and science and studies into the composition of your meals. And you haven't learned that yet, but that is what is going to make this the most successful program that you'll ever be on. Because it's not just about calories. It's about the essential ingredients that you have on your plate. You are given a caloric range, and that is on the materials that you receive. That range is first calculated by MyFitnessPal, and then I have to approve that range. You have to stay within a range. So if your caloric allowance is 1500, you're never going to nail 1500 on the nose. It's impossible. I don't want you walking around freaking out and cutting rice cakes in quarters so that you can, hit 1500 on the nose. That puts you into a category of unsustainability. So you're going to be within 1500, 1600, 1450. So that's why you get that 200 calorie window. If you're hungrier one day, go to 1600. If you're not as hungry another day, you're fine at 1400. Huge misconception that people make. Our bodies don't know when a 24-hour time period ends. So it's ridiculous to think that we have to nail that calorie point exactly. It's the big picture. So remember that as you are putting together your meals. You do get 2 to 3 snacks a day. And again, it depends on the snacks that you pick, and it depends on your hunger levels. So if you are not hungry one day and you don't need a morning snack, then don't have a morning snack. But if you find yourself only eating 800 calories every day, then that's when you need to reach out to me and say, I'm way under my calories, and then I have to intervene and fix things for you. Because if you start losing weight at 800 calories every day, and you are going to create a metabolic dependency on that intake, which is going to for sure cause weight gain, and that is the number one thing we want to prevent. So instead, I want you eating more so that your metabolism gets used to a higher calorie burn, so that you can end up losing weight, eating more, and keeping the weight off. Okay. I don't teach macros. Macro science is very confusing. It's very overwhelming. It's very unrealistic to sustain. Again, I don't want you on vacation some year at a buffet with a calculator, freaking out that you're not going to fit into your bikini that you just got into because you are 12% off on your fat levels. Instead, I want you up at that buffet, rocking the bathing suit that you just got in, knowing that on your plate you should have a healthy fat, and you know what those are because I've taught you, a complex carb, and you know what those are because I've taught you, and a protein, and you know the right amounts, and that's easily done. And all of the members that are in my program know how to do that. Again, there's a difference between that and sitting there with a calculator, uh, freaking out and not being able to maintain it. So you will learn plenty about macros, but you're not going to get tied into those percentages that create that unrealistic expectation. Weight versus metabolism. You have all signed up for a weight loss program. I have signed you up for a metabolic enhancement. So you're going to all come out of this with a faster metabolism. If you haven't listened to my last podcast, I titled it "My Metabolism's Faster at 50 than it was at 30." No joke. My metabolism is faster now than it was at 30, and I just turned 50. And it is exactly what I'm going to do with yours if you follow the program. And the first 3 months are essential. And that is following the meals, not making your own substitutions, and sticking to what I've given you. You have plenty of choices. The blog is another place that you can grab meals from, and my samplers. And I'm going to get to that during this presentation. All right, so a calorie is not just a calorie. I put this here right away because this is a huge, huge issue with new members. Members think that they get a calorie amount and that's all they have to do is stick to that calorie amount. That will not change your metabolism. That will cause weight to come off initially, but it's not going to keep the weight off, and it's not going to make a permanent metabolic change in you. I've lost weight that way. I've lost weight that way 6 times and gained it back 6 times, and it's horrifying, and it's also really damaging to not only your psyche, but it's damaging to your ability to lose weight again. And I think a lot of you understand this because the more you lose it, the harder it is to lose it again. So this plan is based on carbs, healthy fat, lean proteins. I call them the must-haves. And if you haven't read my book, Girlfriend's Guide to Weight Loss, I talk about them in there. The Audible will be out soon, so if you want to hold out and just get the Audible, it is the must-haves, and I call it the trifecta, the 3 things that you must have. And once you learn them, it's easy. And since this is such an issue for people, I wanted to introduce you to a client of mine who's always struggled with this, and her name is Lucy. I've named her Logging Lucy, and I want to kind of tell you her story. Logging Lucy has received her meal plan, and she's not seeing results like everyone else. She's eating healthy. She's eating healthy meals, and she's using the meals off the meal plan, but she's kind of like modifying them a little bit. She's not following it exactly, but she's definitely staying within her calories. In fact, she's even under her calories a little bit. She's not seeing the results like everyone else, and she's looking at her phone. She's reading everybody's Facebook posts that are losing weight, and she's looking at her FitnessPal, and she's losing it because nothing is working and she can't figure it out. This is a common mistake. And I assure you, I go on FitnessPal and right away I see it. I'm like, boom, Logging Lucy, red alert. And so I wanted to introduce you to this because I want to keep you from doing this. The difference here between Logging Lucy and someone that follows the plan is Logging Lucy might take the plan and she might look at the first one of the breakfast meals, the oatmeal breakfast, and she might say, well, I'm not going to put the walnuts and the flax seeds in there because that's like an extra 100 calories. So I'm just going to make my oatmeal. I'm going to get those little packets that you buy, the pre-made ones that have like the flavors, because it's the same calories as if I put the walnuts and flax seeds in there, 160 calories, 160 calories. I don't get what the problem is. Well, that seems to be a normal thought process. But that 160 calories is not the same as the 160 calories in my recipe, because my recipe is low in sugar, high in fiber, high in healthy fat, which is going to create that metabolic inferno. And so it is not just about the calorie. And until you understand the logic behind it, it's easier to just follow the plan. The first Zoom presentation that we're going to do, which is this Tuesday night at 6 p.m., I'm going to talk about all of this, and it's all in your guide. And when you received your meal plan, there was a 23-minute video of me explaining essentials versus non-essentials, but it will be explained in detail on Tuesday night. Furthermore, you should have 10% left of calories every single day to go towards whatever you want, within reason, and I'll explain that. So if you have a 1,500 calorie a day allowance and you follow the plan as is, 150 calories of that could be put towards whatever you want. And if it's a cookie, have a cookie. If it's a glass of wine, then have a glass of wine. But it's your one splurge for the day. So it can't be multiple. It can't be, well, I'm going to have a cookie in the morning, I'm going to have a Starbucks at noon, and I'm going to have my wine at dinner. So it needs to be planned out. And if you do it right, and I say within reason, because if it's something that is straight sugar, it might throw off your balance, and in that case, I'll have to intervene and come up with a substitution. But it can happen. So the reason for that is we often line up for these diets. I know I did, with the mindset of I'm never going to eat anything bad again. We get to the point where we are utterly disgusted with the way we feel and the way we look, and we're convinced I'm never eating pizza again. And that lasts exactly 10 days. And then the next thing you know, you are eating a deep dish pizza, and you're eating that very last slice, even though it's stale and doesn't taste good. And so by including these splurges, I'm teaching you how to have a cookie without eating the sleeve. And I say that because I've done it. And so there's that learning process of splurging without cheating. And again, this is another one of my Zoom presentations coming up on that whole concept. Okay. All right, so macro exchange sheet. When you received your meal plan, you should have gotten something that looks like this. This is your exchange sheet. Again, this is going to be part of Tuesday night's presentation. This here basically shows you how you can make exchanges on your meal plan. So let's go back to Lucy. She was making that oatmeal, and she wanted to use the Quaker Oats, peaches and cream instead of the plain oatmeal, and put the apples in, or the blueberries, or whatever's on her recipe. The problem there is she altered it too much. So if you want to make alterations, you are allowed to within reason, but you need to stick to this little cheat sheet to start. So let's just say she did not want to use walnuts. She's allergic, or she's tired of them, or she just doesn't have them in the house. She has to replace those nuts with something from this category. She cannot omit them. If it's a green section, which these are your 4 green sections, it is a must-have. It's an essential. It is like saying your shirt. You cannot leave the house without a shirt. You will get arrested, in trouble. You have to have a shirt on. So Lucy here has to make a decision. She's not going to put nuts on there. She could put peanut butter on there. She could put walnut butter, any kind of butter. She can have a side of avocado, which doesn't sound appealing to me, but if she has to, she has to. If she wants to put a tablespoon of shaved coconut on there, she can do that. Coconut oil, any of these can be accompanied with that meal if she's going to pull the nuts out. But if she doesn't want to have the fruit on there, the apples, fruit, if you scroll down here, is in the white section. So white is non-essential. You don't have to have fruit. It's an accessory. It's bling. It tastes good, it looks good, but it is not helping you in any way to lose weight. It's like my necklace here or my hat. If I took my hat off right now, it would be a scary thing. I'm leaving it on. So I need it today. So it's like my apple. I'm gonna leave it on, okay? But I don't need it. So same with the apple. If you don't want to put the apple on, omit the apple. Now you have 50 calories left that you can do what you want with it. You could put it towards your wine. You could put it towards your cookie. You could put it towards your coffee cream if you'd rather put it towards your coffee cream. Or you can sub it out for a different fruit if you'd rather do that. So that's what's nice about this program is if it's a non-essential, you have the flexibility. Same thing goes with cheeses. There's cheese on your sandwiches, there's cheese on your salads, there's cheese, on your omelet. You could use it or you can omit it. If you want to put extra cheese on there, that's fine, but that comes out of your 10%. So you got to make your decision. Okay. So it's almost like look at this whole thing like you have a budget. You have a checking account with calories and you only get to spend as much as you get. And so you have to use them wisely. Okay. And so this will again make more sense when I go over the presentation on Tuesday night. And if you can't make it, it will be recorded. Okay. So as long as you have a complex carb, a healthy fat, and a lean protein in every meal, and all of my meals have that. If you break them all down, think about it. You got the rice cake with the egg and the avocado. Rice cake is your carb. Egg is your protein. Avocado is your fat. They all have all three. So if you go through them all, you're gonna see the trifecta. Okay. All right. Next, Fitness Pal. Plain and simple. If you want to increase your success rate, this has to be implemented. It is literally your worst nightmare, the part that you're going to hate the most, but it will become your best friend. I challenge any of you to post on the group page, ask members, how do you guys tell me about Fitness Pal? Did you hate it and do you love it? And everyone will come in and tell you how important it is. There's a learning curve. And again, there will be workshops on this. But if you don't weigh and measure what you're eating, you are going to miscalculate. I've been doing this for more than half my life. And when I don't weigh and measure, I miscalculate. And when I miscalculate, my weight goes up still. So it needs to be done. You'll get better at it. You'll be better at eyeballing, but you are way too early in this stage of the game to just eyeball things. I joke about the telephone game. When we did the telephone game at slumber parties, and we would tell secrets, and it would start out with I'm going to the beach to play ball, and it would end with I'm going to the mall and buying a car or whatever. It's the same thing with weighing and measuring. The first month you're measuring your quarter cup of oats or whatever, and it's this perfect, it's like awesome, right? And by the third month, you're just like, scooping it out, and it's the size of a cup. So don't fall into that pattern. And patterns, habits, routines are top priority here. When you log it, you're learning the value of it. You're understanding like, wow, a quarter cup of granola is 160 calories. No thanks. If you're not logging it, you're thinking granola, it's oats, it's chia seeds, it's got honey in it. Why not? I'll just put this on my, and this is a number one mistake why people can't lose weight. They assume something is lighter than it is, and it's not. So when you're logging, you're forcing to educate yourself and you're forcing to learn. The recipes and the meals on my plan, I don't have the nutritional information on Fitness Pal, and if you haven't figured this out, I've covered all the bases covered all the bases. So why wouldn't I have included this? Plain and simple. If I do the calculations for you, you will never learn how to do it. And if you don't learn how to do it now, you're not going to be able to figure out recipe building later. Furthermore, that telephone game I talked about, if I were to have had my beef stew from 3 years ago make its way all the way to you, it would be so disconnected and disproportioned that I would not be able to trust the nutritional information in it. And therefore the results of my clients would not be as precise. The 180 calories of beef stew would not be 180 calories. It would be so miscalculated as it got passed down. And thirdly, beef stew, for example, I might be using 80% lean beef flank, and this person might be using 60%, shoulder, but whatever. There's so many variations. Yukon potatoes, red potatoes, what kind of tomato paste, what kind of tomato sauce. You are getting two completely different caloric measurements. So unfortunately, the only way to get the true answer is if you do it yourself, and that will increase your success rate by 75%. That is not my figure. Google it. Google what your success rate will increase by if you log and measure. It is truly 75%. So do yourself a favor, make this a priority. My role as an admin, I can only see your log. I can't see your recipes. I can't see your ingredients. I can't see your weight. And that's why I have you text me your weight. I can't see anything except for what you put in as your input. So don't be confused on that. Oftentimes people will say, well, did you see my beef stew recipe? And I only see beef stew. I don't see all the ingredients. So sometimes I might have to ask you to send that to me. All right. So in preparation for this, I wanted to do a quick little recap of how to create a meal on FitnessPal and how to create a recipe. There's a huge difference. Meals are your breakfast, your lunch, your snacks. They're your single servings, your one person meals. Your dinner recipes or the muffins, the bagels, the multiple servings, those are recipes. These are two completely different entries on your FitnessPal. And I would prefer that you did not create recipes for your single servings because I can't see the ingredients for recipes, but I can for meals. And I'm gonna quick show you the difference. Meals get put together so easy, it's ridiculous. And if you haven't done this yet, you're gonna be so mad at yourself that you haven't. And the good news is that you don't have to start over. You can just go back to your old days and just create the meals. So I'm gonna click on this, and it's just a really quick 2-minute video. So what this is me creating a meal. You can see me here. I'm going to create an oatmeal breakfast. So I am putting in oats, and you could see me looking for oats. I found the oats. I'm only using a 1/2 cup, so you could see that I'm changing the portion to half. I added it. And now I'm putting in blueberries. Same thing, I find one, and there are lots of choices. So oftentimes I just go with the one that has the right unit. And also the ones on top are commonly the most popular, meaning the most accurate. Okay, walnuts. And so here we go. I found one that has the tablespoon. I changed it to 2, and then I changed it to 1, and I wasn't going to do this whole video over again. So, all right. So now I'm going to add the flax seeds. So this is the healthy fat, and the blueberries obviously are non-essential. So that was just a accessory. I add the flax seeds. And now I'm going to add almond milk, and almond milk is also a non-essential, so you could use it or you can skip it. And there we go. And you could also scan these if you had the ingredient, the actual boxes. Okay, so I have all of them in here. Go to Quick Tools, remember meal, and this works the same on your phone. So now I'm going to name this meal. Healthy, happy oats. Okay, so now watch. It looks like nothing happened, but I'm going to go to another day. I'm going to go add food, and I'm going to go to meals. Now these are meals that I have in here, and you will too, but there is my happy oats. Click, add, boom, dumps them all in. So you're not having to sit there every day and put in all of these entries. But what's nice is I just omitted the almond milk and I omitted the blueberries, because what if one day you're just going to do it plain? Or you're going to do it with apples. And when you get your month 2 plan, you're going to get a lot of recipes that have the same base, but different bling, different non-essentials. So you don't have to sit there and rebuild all these recipes. You just have to change a few of the ingredients. And so now I'm going to just make a whole different meal. And save it. And now it's going to be in there. And again, you could see all of the, oops, I hit recipe on accident. Meant to hit meals. Sorry. Those are all the meals that I've saved. So eventually you'll have all your meals in there. Okay. And again, it works the same on your phone. Same. All right. So the next one I want to show you is a little bit, the next one I want to show you is the creating of a recipe. Now this one's a little bit more complex, and it's harder to do on your phone. It's not impossible, but it's harder to do on your phone. If you can do it on your computer, especially now with the new meal plans, the way I have them in PDF form, cut and paste. So I actually have a sample of that. So here is how you do that. You go to your FitnessPal. And like I said, I'm going to do a workshop on this where we will actually all be doing this together. You go to recipes at the top and you add recipe manually. Name the recipe. I think I'm doing the muffins, or the muffins. Now my muffins are actually on FitnessPal because they've been put in so much. There's 12. I'll stop talking because this is automated. So I increased the serving size to 12. And keep in mind, if you only got 10, let's just say your batter was like thick or something, and you only got 10, then you would put in 10. You would get a different amount. Okay, so here's my muffin recipe. Now I'm doing this on the computer, like I said, so I have 2 screens open. I cut and paste it, or if this is confusing to you and you're not this tech savvy, you could just type in the ingredients one by one as well. I was being confused right now when I was doing this. So cut and paste. And I'm switching screens here. And what I was going to say also is, as you're doing this, not that you would need the recipe, but the recipe then is also stored in MyFitnessPal. But you'll have it in your recipe book as well. So I am going to now paste it. In the box here, though, that I'm looking for right here, you could just type each ingredient in one by one. And here I go. Okay, there they are. So I'm gonna hit match ingredients and it automatically finds them for you. So you are not having to sit there and enter in one at a time. Okay, so now you need to check these off because oftentimes it's just a computer generated search and there might be mistakes. And I did catch 2 mistakes. It only gave me 2 ounces of applesauce and it's actually more than that. So I had to make the correction. And this is really important because my calories changed quite a bit. And then I noticed that my protein powder also, my scoops are 150 calories a scoop, and this one was only 150 calories for 2 scoops. So I changed that. So now I'm going to save it. 83 calories for 1 muffin. I hit save, and now I'm going to go back to my MyFitnessPal. Add food, recipes, You Fit Muffin. You do get 2 per serving. And there it is. It dumped it in there. So the more you do, the more you'll get really fluent at doing this. And like I said, we will do some workshops. Okay, so the workouts. The live Facebook workouts are every Wednesday at 7 a.m. I do them right here next to this little cubicle. And they are live. So, and actually, I shouldn't say this out loud, but now that I have this system down here, I might be able to offer Zoom Zoom capabilities for people that want to Zoom in too, but we'll worry about that later. So if you don't do them live, what you could do is pop on Facebook. After they are done, I put them right here in this workout section on Facebook. And all of the old workouts are here, and you could just pull them up and do them at your own time. There's also the premium workout channel, which is the Ignite channel. This is $8 a month. You do get a free month. So take advantage of that. Your free month starts whenever you start it. And it's $8 a month after that. So if you don't want to continue your free month, you just let me know and then we cancel it. And then after, if you do want to continue, it's $8 a month. If you decide you want to do a year within that first month, it's $8 or $88 for the year. And if you decide to do your year after your free month trial's up, you know, down the road, it's for non-members, it's $99 for the year. So the workout channel is on my website. So you access it on my website. There are 8 different channels, 8 different workouts. There's a weights class, cardio class, weights and cardio. These are all half-hour classes. This one here is all abs, butt, thighs, all on the floor. This one here is all yoga. And it's actually more stretching than yoga. It's not very, oops, I always do that. It's not very complex yoga. It's kind of like a beginner yoga stretch. This one is a drumsticks class with drumsticks that you can make yourself or buy for $5. The tread class could be done on a treadmill outside or on an elliptical. And then the spin class, you do need a bike floor. So it does come to less than 25 cents a day. So if you are interested in this, I would be glad to give any of you a tour of the actual channel. So just let me know on that. And then you should have gotten, when you enrolled, but you did get a lot of stuff, a workout commitment sheet. It looks like this. and we're going to go over this. I want to wait another week so that your head stops spinning, but you are going to put yourself at a level, either basic, intermediate, and advanced. And you and I are going to create a sample workout week based on your level, based on your equipment, based on what amount of time you have. So I might tell you, I want you to do one live workout a week. I want you to walk one day a week. I want you to do your elliptical one day a week if you have an elliptical. Or if you don't have elliptical, we'll figure out what works for you. So as part of the program, you will get a workout plan. And at the 6-week point, we will do one-on-one meetings where we'll meet and talk over how you're doing with your plan and if we need to revise it. All right, so keys to success. First off, like I said, communicate. Those daily texts are essential. The more you text, the more I get to know you, the more I understand your needs, the more you can tell me what your needs are. Emails. When you first join, yes, you do get a lot. They're automated every day. You get one for about a week, but then after that, it goes down drastically to about one a week. I try to only give out the weekly newsletter. If you are a member of my blog, then you're getting the blog from my website, and it'll come in as Get You Fit, Fitness and Nutrition, instead of Irene at Get You Fit. And so in that case, it would be 2. But a lot of people like making me a favorite so my stuff doesn't get lost, or create a folder so that all of my stuff gets put together. The Facebook group, if you're on Facebook, I don't put anything on there that is of extreme importance anymore. There's a lot of people that don't check Facebook. There's a lot of people that aren't on Facebook. So anything of importance is put in the newsletter. So the weekly workouts will also be put in the newsletter. The Zoom presentations, the links to those will be put in the newsletter. My website is a good reference for you guys to check. There is my podcasts are right here. There's about 80 some of them on here, and they're all really good for your mindset. This last one I just put up, Don't Let the Scale Derail, is phenomenal for people that, most of us, that let the scale derail us and slowing down our progress. And the blog, all of the recipes on the blog you can have. So these can be incorporated in with your meal plan. And the dinners fit in as dinners, the breakfasts fit in as breakfasts. You can narrow your search. And if you're not a subscriber, if you put your email address in here, you will get an email, like I said, with the recipe when I put it out. Okay. I do want to bring your attention to this as well, this events page. If you ever have an appointment with me, you can access my Zoom room right here. Or for our Tuesday night presentations, instead of looking for the link and trying to find where I'm at, just go to events, red Zoom link, and all of the old Zoom presentations from previous years are here. So you can find them here and watch them. All right, and finally, incentives. Moving forward, those of you that hopefully will continue on, I do have a referral program. So if you tell your friends and family, you do get $10 off for each person that you send. You will also get $10 off for reviews. So as you are loving this, hop on my website and give me a review, or on Google, and you'll get $10 off for each one. So that will definitely help. And if you refer friends to the Ignite membership referrals, you'll get a free membership. And right now I'm offering 20% off a 3-pack of Get on Track sessions. These are 3 half-hour sessions where you and I could meet and do some extra goal planning if you're interested in that. So it comes to like $78 for the 3 sessions. So finally, in ending here, trust the process. The best thing you could do to be successful and to be one of these people that you see here is trust yourself, self-forgive, ask for help. If you don't ask for help, I can't help you. Set SMART goals. We often set these goals that are way too large. SMART goals are small, sustainable, measurable. Have it be measurable, something that you can actually measure. Don't just say, I want to lose weight, I want to work out. Have it be, I want to work out 2 days a week. I want to work out 3 days a week. Be specific. And have them be realistic. Don't say you're going to run a marathon. Start with a mile. And have them be timely. Give yourself a timeline that is realistic. And the biggest advice is be patient, because none of these people here that you see would have achieved this if it wasn't for patience. I've talked every single one of these off the ledge multiple times. I've reached through the phone and grabbed each one of them and have asked them to trust the process hundreds of times to get them to where they were. And I know you could do it as well. So, questions? I'll unmute, or you can unmute yourselves, I think. I don't know if I can unmute you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Question?
Where do I find that workout contract thing? I don't think I got that with mine. Is that something that was created after?
No, it should have been, I think it was like email number 4 or something. But I just revised it, and I'm going to actually send it out to all the tier 1 people.
Okay.
I'm going to wait a week because, well, I'm going to do it this coming week because
Okay.
I want to make sure everybody's like settled and everything else. Yeah, so you'll get it again, and I'm going to
Okay,
put it in the newsletter.
And what about the new formatted recipes?
You should have gotten that.
I should have. Okay, I'll look back through.
Yeah. It went out Friday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you don't find it, let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'll check on both of those for you when I'm done with this.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hey, Irene, it's Alaka. I have a quick question
Hey.
for you.
Mhm.
Hey, so like for my snack for the protein powder, I'm using the pure isolate from GNC, and it's a peanut butter cup. So should I not put peanut butter in if it's already peanut butter cup?
No, because the peanut butter cup is just a flavoring, and I need you to have the real fat, the
Okay,
actual
that's what I wanted
real
to make
fat.
sure.
That's a
I
good
was like
question.
freaking out. I'm like, is it going to
Yeah.
be too much calories and
Mm-mm.
too much,
No.
fat? So, okay, perfect.
Yeah. And same thing goes with like PB2. A lot of times people want to replace the PB2 for the peanut butter to save calories, but then you're taking out the essential ingredient. So still add it. It'll be really peanut buttery. Or if you want, because it already tastes peanut buttery, have some nuts on the side, like instead, then you'll have some crunch.
Okay. Well, I have the PB2, PBT. Shocker. I have both things. You're like, stop.
Gee, do you like peanut butter?
Oh my God. That's funny.
Have you read my book?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, twice.
Okay. So I just recorded the Audible, which was a whole different experience than writing it. And I have to say, I was cracking myself up at all my like peanut butter remarks. I was like,
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of peanut butter remarks.
Yeah.
So, any other questions? None? Christy? Hello. Are you there, Christy?
Hello.
Christy's one of my ambassadors. Anything to add as an ambassador who's been very successful on the program?
I don't know. I guess basically just trust the process and do, what Irene tells you to, because she knows your stuff. Stick to the meal plan. Don't omit stuff. And you're not going to feel hungry. You're not going to feel like you're on a diet. And it works. It works. It's the only thing that's ever worked for me.
Christy, how much have you lost?
35 pounds.
So Christy, I'm just going to share a story of when you first started. I don't think I've shared this with you. Even. It just popped into my head. I used to get frantic texts from her like, the scale's not moving. What's happening? Can you please check my FitnessPal? Can you please check my FitnessPal? Can you please check my Remember those?
Oh, yes. I've seen them. You posted them. It's hysterical.
Yes. But the bottom line is it was just, you were following. It was just a matter of patience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Your body
Mhm.
takes time and you're rebooting your body, your metabolism. So it takes time.
Yep.
It's, and like I always say, you didn't gain all the weight overnight. You're not going to lose it overnight. So
Yep.
just try to be patient and follow the plan and it'll work
Yep.
eventually.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Samantha, could I pick on you real quick? Because you joined, you're new, but you joined like a month ago.
Yeah.
But it's starting to come off.
Yeah. My sad part though is I work I work at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'm in that really bad thing recently of like the only 800, 900 calories when mine's like 14 because I'm like waking up at 2 and then I start working and then I go to bed again when I get home. So I don't eat my snacks. And that's one thing I probably should be doing.
You know what? Her and I chat at 2:15 in the morning, like the only one up. Her and my clients in London are the only ones up. Let's talk about that because there's got to be a way to tweak that.
Yeah. I've been trying to at least eat right as when I wake up instead of waiting until 6 a.m. and eat like a normal person, but that doesn't work.
I know.
Working up
I know. I saw you were eating like a muffin at like 2 in the morning. I mean, it's hard if you're not hungry, you know what I mean? But I looked at your blog the other day and I have some ideas. So let's text later about it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. No more questions? Okay. Well, thanks you guys for joining. You guys have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thanks.
Okay. Sounds good.
Have a good day.
And Stacy, you're staying on, right? Yeah? Okay. All right. So see you guys later. Bye. Bye. Let me stop.